Why is my name Chris?
I don't know. Ask your mom and dad. Welcome to the Ken Stream, folks. we have Aydin, Paladin, Brockus, Schmeckel, some Scottish guy named Chris. I don't know. His parents are drunk, I guess. Myself, Schmoj. Let's get on with it, folks. Chris, why do your parents hate you? Why did they give you that name?
Yeah, why would your parents be such assholes?
To be honest, if you had met me, you'd understand.
It's true. He deserves all of it.
They popped out and they knew.
Did you pop out like fingering your parents and the doctor?
That's how all Scots are born.
Oh.
Like, fuck you cunt.
All right, so wait, if I was fingering not only both my parents when I was popped and the doctor, that's a pretty fucking skilled baby. And yes, I agree, I was that good right for the moment. And before the moment I plopped out, mate, I was that shit hot. Mate, I'm fucking sex on fire. Fucking watch me work and fucking magic happens.
Oh, yeah?
You fucking know you bitch. You know you fucking love this shit.
Oh yeah, I like it when you wear the police hat in particular.
There's a fucking military outfit hat downstairs sitting on a mannequin head, and I'm like, I'm stealing that.
What?
There's just a random military fucking outfit hat on it. I never looked at it for the front, but I know a military fucking officer cap.
Didn't you tell me the other day that your like granddad was a Nazi? I think I know where that came from.
I never said that. SNP, that was never something that was said. She is a fuck the system.
You're welcome, guys. This is Nuka. Or Chris, apparently.
Right, the half-Nazi drunken Scots. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I see where this is going.
Scott are, synonymous, so.
That's really
redundant.
I guess you really just have to say Scott, and there's a drunk in the room. What was I thinking?
Oofed. How's it going, lads?
Chris, what do you think about the multiverse?
The multiverse?
Yeah,
What, you're talking about like, infinite possibilities across every fucking universe and whatnot?
That's the one, yeah.
Oh, well, it's an interesting concept, Fucking, I just hope I'm in a good one.
Well, I mean, you're in the one you're in, so, there's probably an objective answer there, but
well, definitely, if you believe in the sort of like string theory, sort of, if I understand correctly, is that just string theory. That's not correct. The idea that we're in constantly splitting universes, is that what you're talking about? Then it's not really that we exist in one universe at any time. We exist in thousands of universes, and they're constantly splitting into multiple new universes. So with every passing second of every version of reality. So it's not even just one. It's we don't exist in one universe by that sort of understanding.
So technically, with that theory, then if anytime I jerk off, I'd be giving myself a hand job at the same time.
No, I think that's how it works, Marcus. Without a multiverse, that's what you're doing.
One is masturbating, the other one is getting jerked off by the one masturbating.
And it's not just one; it would be millions of you masturbating, giving hand jobs.
Multiversal circle jerk, and everybody is you.
There are infinite numbers of Brockuses giving you a hand job every time you jerk it.
Well, the thing is, though,
some universes,
the thing is,
and you can suck your own dick.
Look, the thing is, you have to remember is that let's say it's a national multiverse galactic whatever hand job day. The one day a year that you get to give yourself a hand job to someone in a different universe. But it's a gamble. You don't know which hand, what kind of hand's coming through there. You can luck out and get the robotic hand. That'll give one hell of a hand job. But then you might not be so lucky. You'll get the one that's like all bony and
a hand job from the universe where our hands are covered in knives.
Yeah, no, but no, that's the point there. Are we talking about the branch multiverse theory? Or are we talking about like anything and everything multiverse?
They can be simultaneous. They can be the same thing.
Like all I'm saying is there's a universe where I get raped to death by wildebeests, and I don't want that one.
I mean, that's happening. in some universe, in the multiverse theory, somewhere, Nuka, you are being raped to death. Right. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you went to Africa.
Not just somewhere, in infinite universes.
Exactly.
But the same could be said by anybody at this moment in time. You know, like any of us on the stream.
Exactly.
A gang of wildebeest just come in and they want to erupt or some shit.
There's a universe where wildebeest are native to Scotland.
And that's why they're there raping you. They actually control Scotland. You're the animal.
They're the ones, yeah, you're in a fucking wildebeest zoo. They rape you for entertainment.
Again,
what universe number is that? So I make sure to never go there.
Okay, these are very different standards of zoos. You see, in our human zoos, Aydin, we go to witness the animals. We don't go there to fucking.
Oh, sorry, I forgot I'm Welsh. Whoops, never mind.
Yeah,
I got confused.
Different over there.
Note to self: never visit the Welsh zoos.
Visit the Welsh zoo.
I'm with the bitching witch on this one. I want to know which universe the DC movies don't fucking suck.
Oh wow, guys!
Look at that giraffe. Look how many you can fit.
No, please no. Oh god.
Do you think that this whole, not to go too much on a side thing on the Star Wars thing, but do you think that these new Star Wars movies are kind of George Lucas's revenge for all the shit he got from the prequels?
Well, Lucas never actually touched any of these new movies, so no.
Well, do you think he's just sort of in his McMansion right now, laughing?
He's definitely laughing at all of us.
I think that's a well-deserved laugh.
I'll beat it back, lads.
He's the guy from Family Guy selling tumbleweeds. Y'all laughed at me. Y'all laughed at me. Well, who's laughing now?
He basically got to be sitting there laughing. He's making millions off of this shit.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? If it sucks, it doesn't really hurt him. If Disney fucks it up entirely, he can say, "Well, I wasn't involved anymore."
Yeah. Although, granted, like at this point, we'll be begging to get them back. I mean, the prequels, say what you will about them, they're way better.
Oh yeah, they were better than this shit.
I really I still haven't seen what's the new garbage dumpster fire called?
The Last Jedi.
I still haven't seen it because it just looked like trash, and I watched a couple reviews of it, and I was like, I don't think so. But I didn't hate Rogue One. I liked Force Awakens the second I saw it, and then I started to think about it, and it was kind of just a degradation of every day. I just liked it less and less, and then I rewatched it about 6 months ago, maybe 5 months ago, and I thought, oh god, what? But it looks like The Last Jedi was some real trash.
Real trash is being too nice.
But I don't know if it's worse than the prequels. I don't know if it can be worse.
Yes, it can. Let me tell you, bombers in space, all right, dropping bombs in space, like from a plane that, like World War II. Yeah.
You're but hang on. You're complaining about scientific realism in Star Wars? If it was Star Trek, I would be upset. If it was Star Trek,
I'm arguing that. No, I'm arguing canon because stuff like this doesn't happen in Star Wars. All right, they have other things. It's a fictional world, but that world still has its own rules. All right, and even they comprehend certain aspects within space.
I don't think Star Wars has very defined rules at all, and I actually really like. And I'm particularly fond of like the Star Wars, like Old Republic kind of stuff.
No, you're right.
Universe.
You're right. They are very loose rules, but there are some rules.
No,
and it has to have happened.
They shit on Luke.
That too.
They shit on Luke. Even Mark Hamill was just completely unhappy about everything they did.
Yeah, he looked depressed.
Well, I don't know if you heard the news, but Mark Hamill's out. He's done. He doesn't want any more.
I mean, the Luke character died, didn't he?
He won't even be back.
I thought you were saying Mark.
No, not. I mean, the Luke character died. So what's the only? It's funny. Like the only person left, right, from the original cast of the characters is Leia, which is funny because she's the one who's actually dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still Chewie.
That's
true. They'll milk Chewie from now till the end of time.
Yeah, of course they will. Well, they're milking all of it.
That guy was old as shit when they filmed the first movies.
Yeah.
I have no idea how he's still going.
Well, I mean, they've got the Solo movie coming out and fucking shit like that, aren't they?
It comes out soon, like next month. No, hold on, let me double check that. I wrote it down because it's fucking. Oh, it comes out May 25th.
Samaj and Aydin, everyone in the chat is complaining that you spoiled the movie for them.
Hasn't it been out for 6 months?
We didn't spoil it.
It's been like half a year. If you haven't seen it, you're probably not going to.
Look, we didn't spoil the new Star Wars. We were saving you. All right, we're saving you and your wallet.
I mean,
you're welcome.
I'm fucking sorry. Well, my bad, I guess. But like normally after, okay, look, it's one thing to I remember, for example, when the last Star Wars. Wow, when the last Harry Potter book came out, it was actually. Interestingly, on the exact same day as this big convention that my friend and I have gone to, well, up until last year, I went to every year for 16 years. And it was like, we got to take a day off to go to the Harry Potter premiere. And then there were people outside with megaphones just shouting out all the spoilers. That's a fucking spoiler, okay? It's a book. It's going to take you, I don't know, at least even as a young adult book, it's going to take you at least like a day to probably get through that.
Snape kills Voldemort.
Yeah, it's like Hedwig dies and sorry, spoiler guys, but like they were just sitting out there with megaphones shouting spoilers in front of the Barnes and Noble. Okay. And that's a spoiler. If a movie, the biggest movie of the fucking year arguably has been out for half a year. It's been out for 5 months, almost 6 months. I'm allowed, what? I haven't even seen it, and I know the spoiler. The fuck?
Well, and to be fair,
I didn't know that, but yeah, I haven't paid much attention since the first one came out and sucked.
I can forgive most first movies just because they're gaining their footing. They're new at this whole making this new franchise or whatever. There's a lot of things we can forgive, and they'll take that and they'll improve on it. They didn't take any of the feedback from the fans, and they didn't improve on any of it. They just made it worse and worse and worse.
No. They did. They took the feedback from the fans for the second film. They did, and they made something that just defied comprehension.
I think that you're right on that, Nuka, from my understanding of it, is because a lot of people complained, myself included, that the biggest problem with The Force Awakens was that it was just A New Hope rebranded with new characters, and none of the passion and love that sort of made the first Star Wars movie interesting. And I should say I've never been a massive Star Wars fan because I've always been a Trekkie. And there is some inherent rivalry there. Yeah. We don't.
Oh yeah, we'll fight. I'll fight you, Aydin.
See, there's some rivalry, but the whole idea is that it's a different type of thing. Like Star Trek, like it's more cerebral. It's more about social commentary, whereas Star Wars is the hero's journey. It's the hero myth. It is the most classic human tale, and. Look, it's why Lucas struck gold with it. He knew Joseph Campbell. That's why he struck gold on it. And to just retell it line for line, beat for beat, is boring. So what fans asked for from the second film was do something fucking different. Oh, and they did something different, but it just wasn't shit anyone wanted to see. People complained, Rey is a Mary Sue, so they made everyone fail at everything in the second film. This is, by the way, from me reading reviews and stuff of it, so I could be completely wrong and call me a fucking idiot.
Let's be honest, you're just parroting red letter media.
I probably am, but it's not just their review. I watched.
I know I am.
Whatever, they're right. They're almost they're not always right, but like they're often right.
But look, fucking the real question is, all right, so Snoke is dead. Apparently, fucking Kylo murdering the leader of their whole fucking group. It's like, oh well, you killed the boss, you're in charge, I guess, because that makes sense. And then Rey's like, oh well, I better go off and like get ready to fucking fight you.
Well, I mean, it works in Black Panther, so I think it's okay.
No, actually, that is that has been established even since the original trilogy. If you do defeat the Emperor character, you take over all of his power. That's basically how that worked. That's why Vader was waiting for Luke to actually get powerful enough so the two of them could team up and take down the Emperor, because Vader was going to take his place. That was the whole point of trying to convince Luke to join him on the dark side. Not to mention the fact that, that is his son. He knows that's his son. He didn't want to kill his son, but he's willing to kill his son because, the prequels tell us he accidentally killed his wife. But, that's the whole point to that. That's the rule of the Sith. That's the rule of the dark side. You keep what you kill. To quote a bad movie, but still.
Fucking Richard Spencer, Ethno State rules, pretty much.
Yee.
Kinda.
The best
Spencer,
rules.
So
It's not as insane.
I kill Queen Spencer, I become head of the Ethno State. Good stuff.
Oh, that's
All
how
right,
it
no,
works,
but the real problem is say what you want about how much of a failure the second movie was. At least it was interesting that they never just played shit out the same way, and it was just constant failure. What the fuck are they going to do for the third film?
Well, I know what I'm going to do now that I've discovered that if I kill Spencer, I take over the Ethno State. So I'm going to challenge him to a Mako Ra. You hear that, Spencer? Ancient war.
All right, this is an official challenge. The gauntlet has been laid down. I don't know. Actually, have you seen pictures of Richard Spencer in high school? He was a total Chad.
And have you seen pictures of Richard Spencer now?
Yeah, but go find a picture of him. Go find a picture of him in that football uniform. Just saying.
I don't give a fuck. He ain't 17 no more.
Do you know what position he played? Because I was a lineman.
Let's go see.
And I ate everything that wasn't a lineman.
I could break Richard Spencer in half with my cock these days, man. And yes, and the way you're thinking.
I think that he just kind of needs to he needs to get a suit that fits. That's his biggest problem. I'm not gonna find this picture. I know. I've seen it, and people were like, "Damn, what a Chad."
So, I did want to say that with this next Solo movie coming out soon, if it's just as bad, I'm pretty sure we're not going to see that next Star Wars movie. They're going to probably do a reboot.
No, the Solo movie is going to be shit. They've already started it off with poor casting.
I don't know. As long as they play it right and they get good people for it, fucking they could do well with it.
No, that's exactly what I was saying. The casting choices are already pretty poor.
Oh, I bet all these people writing articles about him about how he wants to ban. Apparently, he wants to ban football or something because he was in it. What? This is from. I don't fucking know. But they don't post pictures of him because I bet they're like, don't let anyone know.
Sorry, Aydin. Whenever your name pops up, it just says this. So the beardy guy, do you have who's directing it?
This is Schmeckel's stream.
That's me.
Schmeckles. Is that your name?
Schmeckel. Yeah.
Schmeckel. Strawberry Schmeckles.
No, Nucka's gonna mock you now. You're gonna get
I'm
rid
not gonna mock him. I'm fucking. If it's his show, I'm gonna give him proper respect. The only person I don't respect in the industry is you.
Nucka. The show, the channel is called the Cunt Stream. Respect isn't required here.
True enough.
Times may change and streams may change, but standards must remain. In any case, do you know the director?
For the next Star Wars movie? I think it's
I thought you meant the guy on YouTube, the director.
I think they had a couple different directors. It started off with the guys who did the Lego movie. Then they fired them, or Kathleen Kennedy fired them.
Is this for Solo?
Yeah. I don't know why.
They had to rewrite that also 30 times too.
Yeah, and then they had to reshoot some massive reshoots. Turned out they reshoot the entire movie. So technically, there's a whole nother movie out there. Really, that's how bad it was. And they didn't have the budget for the second time around. So who knows what they have? So this could be a huge mess, and I predict that it probably will be.
Yeah, probably. Well, again, they want to shut it out as quick as they can,
No, yeah, that's the thing. They've set themselves on a really tight schedule, and that's not how you pump out quality movies.
Exactly.
Well,
well said.
Disney wants to try and do what Marvel did with all because Marvel has 3 movies every year, and it's usually around the summertime. You can't really do that with Star Wars. I mean, you could, but you need the right team behind. I mean, Marvel had a team of people planning out like years in advance these types of movies. That's how that kind of shit worked. They just acquired Star Wars and starts mass producing movies without any plan and any foresight. And it's gonna suck. Why wouldn't it?
That's the worst thing about the Marvel movies, that all these other corporate bastards want to capitalize on it.
Well, it's not working for the DCEU.
No,
obviously.
not at all.
And it's such a mess. Like they had Josh Whedon, he was supposed to, plan out the cinematic universe, and now he's fucking out because he probably saw how that was and went nope.
I ain't saw Justice League, but by the way, Layman tells me it's fucking great.
Okay,
What?
it's great as sort of just like, what the fuck is this?
Do you want to watch the DCEU commit suicide on screen? Watch Justice League.
But honestly, nothing is as bad as Batman v Superman.
Justice League was.
No, that's not true. Justice League was at least like, what the fuck is this? It was entertaining.
Why did you say that name?
Yeah, no, it was entertaining. Batman v Superman was a nightmare. It made me angry to watch it. I was actively upset. I mean, I was like, I remember when. Okay, so DC's first attempt at this universe shit, right, was Man of Steel, after their Bam movies, which were actually good. And I remember I showed up in a costume because that's how I fucking used to go to movie premieres. I stopped doing that because I got really depressed and it became so repetitive, all of these movies.
Wait a minute. Wonder Woman was really good.
I haven't actually seen it yet. I've heard
it's good. Watch it. It's good.
Okay,
Wonder Woman is fucking great.
My point, though,
it's not that good.
I think it's good by DCEU standards, right?
By DCEU standards, it is. The first half of the movie is actually decently paced. The second half, just once she jumps into action in that first trench battle, that's when the movie just goes way too goddamn fast, and there are some CGI problems. That's way too noticeably CGI. There are a few problems, but it is actually a decent movie.
Fucking
go in with low expectations.
We're going in with Marvel expectations because the fucking Marvel films is like they just peddle shit out, and this is the great thing. Like the Marvel films, like none of them are fucking great films, which is why the Black Panther thing was a joke. But they're all fantastic popcorn movies.
Yeah, they're great. That's what they aim to be, though, and that's fine. But they're all ultimately forgettable in the long run, and I really hate having to admit that, but it's true. The thing is, again, okay, I'm a huge Superman fan, and I know that's not like particularly when when Man of Steel was coming out, I was getting made fun of by everybody all the time, being like, oh, I can't believe you actually like Superman. Lol, he's so lame. He just wins every fight. And it's like, no, you need to read Superman comics. Read good Superman comics.
Thank you.
And that fucking movie came out, and I was so excited for it. I wanted it to be good so bad because I love Superman. And it was just, I remember, I can still feel being in that theater and feeling like every ounce of hope I have ever felt drain out of my body. As I was sitting there, I was dressed as Tara from, which is actually a Power Girl character, but I was like, it's the only costume I had related to Superman. I was like, fine, whatever. And I just wanted to die. I can't remember ever feeling so depressed.
I just want to point out that Power Girl best tits.
Power Girl best tits for sure.
Damn.
Definitely, she has best tits.
I don't know. Starfire's tits are pretty fucking glorious.
No, Power Girl is full on in canon best titty woman of all time.
I mean, she's got like freaking like G cup milkers on her, and
the only reason why that is because the artist played a joke. They basically kept drawing her boobs bigger and bigger each issue as a fucking joke to see if the audience would notice. No one tried to stop them, so they just stopped at like the big G's that they are.
I know.
I was going to stop that, but then again, that man is a hero.
I mean, it's the same guy. It's the same guy as the Laura Croft boob slider. Like, wouldn't it be funny if I just put this on maximum?
No, we ain't talking about triangle. We ain't talking about Pyramid Croft. We're talking about fucking their OG big titty blonde.
About Kara's delicious boob window and lovely rack. Yeah, I know. Anyway, I was sitting there with my friend who is not a Superman fan. He's a big Batman fan, and I could feel like as my just sadness increased, he was like, "Haha, he got fucking owned. Zack Snyder hates Superman, and it is completely obvious in this film." Zack Snyder hates Superman. I could tell, and it's not just in that movie; it's in Justice League. He despises, and even though they had Joss Whedon come in and try to fix it, there's nothing, and not like Joss is perfect because he's certainly.
Oh my god! The entirety of the battles between Superman and Batman are always premeditated on the fact that Superman does not want to kill him.
This is almost what we got with Power Girl. I'm just saying.
He could fucking.
This is almost what would have been.
Looking at him, you know.
If the madman hadn't stopped, yeah.
If he hadn't stopped, we eventually would have had this, and then people would have started having a lot more questions like, how? Why?
Well, I mean, it's also like she is, other Kara's. She's technically just another universe. Speaking of multiverse version Universe 2 of Supergirl. But which is always that is funny though. That I love when people make jokes about that about Kara and Kara sort of fighting with each other about, or at least Kara being upset about her own lack of titties compared to Kara.
Yeah. I think it's hilarious because they're not that different in age. I think Kara Zor-El from Universe 0 or Primary Universe.
Yeah, it's L-E-L versus L, just the letter. I don't know what's easier to say.
Yeah, because like one is Zor-El and Kara. Yeah. Anyways, so Supergirl from the main universe, she's got like a regular size body and everything like that, and she's got regular boobs and all. And what's fucking hilarious is because she's only 5 years younger than Power Girl, and then Power Girl has to explain to her, I don't know, I guess genetics are better on my universe.
The power of the titty universe.
The power of the Titonians.
Oofed.
Thank God for the DC animated universe. Let me say that. Like, fucking, if you watch that shit is all great.
It's pretty much the only reason that DC. Not all of their movies, their animated movies, are great, but they at least feel like the comic books. Whereas the DC universe movies feel to me, and Man of Steel is the worst offender in my opinion, but they've all been this way. Is it as if they're being made by people who despise comic books?
Well, if you ever saw An Evening with Kevin Smith and saw his segment when he was talking with one of the producers at Warner Brothers, because he was going to direct and write a Superman movie, and he was super excited because he's a huge fan. And he's explaining this to this producer guy, and he doesn't give two fucks.
Right.
And he even told him, all right, I have a few conditions, is what he told Kevin Smith. He says, all right, no capes. Capes are faggy. No tights. Tights are faggy. And we'll put him in like jeans and a t-shirt or something. And you can't fly.
Oh, hey, it's Smallville.
Yeah, hey, you can't fly because flying's for fairies. So that essentially all those conditions, and he had to work around that, and it was just sort of weird. And God bless Kevin Smith. He did everything he could. But this guy was just a fucking he was crazy.
It's some idiot who doesn't understand his basic look. Marvel has proven, regardless of how bland and absolutely like mind-numbing all their movies are, when Guardians of the Galaxy was announced, I lost my shit because I'm a huge fan of DNA's run on Guardians. It's one of my favorite comic book runs of all time, and I went to that dressed as Phyla-Vell. And I thought, oh my god, there's no way they can get away with this. Thor was weird. I kind of thought the same thing about Thor, because I thought, oh, they have to do magic, and then they explained it away by saying it's not magic, it's space science that we're just too advanced. I was like, all right, fine. And then they said we're going to Guardians, and Guardians is just so bizarre. And then it ends up being one of their biggest hits, if maybe not their biggest hit outside of the original Iron Man franchise, is Guardians at this point.
I hate how his hair sticks out. I want Star-Lord to look like a Nazi.
Well, the thing is with Guardians, it wasn't that much of a risk for them because they don't like taking risks. They like to make money.
No.
That's the thing with Disney. But with Guardians, that's the kind of thing that they could say. Well, with Guardians, you can easily just say that's its own little thing. It's not connected to the main universe, whatever.
But they are connecting it though.
They are because everyone loves it. But if it sucked, they have an out. Say, oh, that's that Galaxy stuff. We're not connected to that. Turns out that no, fans love it. And
no, 1 second, Samaj up. The Malevolent Rider says, later, everyone. I'm a co-star or whatever Samaj is to Redden only. The word you're looking for is sidekick. Well, you have a good night. Sidekick.
Honestly, God, how much cooler would fucking Star-Lord have been if he had the full-on helmet?
The helmet is it okay. I was really mad about that, but I'm willing to make some concessions. I'm willing to also accept that they're not going to allow the space lesbians to be in it.
Sorry, I hated both of the fucking Guardians movies. I think Samaj and Brockus know my main issue. They fucked up Yondu.
Yeah.
They did Yondu entirely wrong.
Yondu guessed the Jew.
Well,
Well,
damn it.
I'll just say this. I mean, they are currently, they're planning. They haven't quite signed off to doing it yet, but they are planning on doing a series of pre-Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. You get to see young Yondu. You get to see all this kind of everything. So you get to see Yondu before
it's Michael Rooker, I don't give a fuck.
Well, I don't know.
What they do is I hope they do something similar to what they did in the comics. Like they took the Yondu that they had in the movie. They made him a separate character.
They fucked Civil War. They fucked Planet Hulk.
Wait. Did they do a Planet Hulk movie?
It was Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok, by the way, which was a great film and it was hilarious.
But it's just Planet Hulk is just shoved in there.
Well,
and they fucked Planet Hulk.
Well, to be fair,
which means they fucked World War Hulk.
Yes,
that is true. Actually,
I did want to.
Those were some of the best storylines.
Yeah.
In the Hulk.
Well, to be fair though, I mean,
War Hulk, and recently they actually did World War Hulks, which was
yeah.
So
I mean,
in the case of the Hulk, like they can't really do like a Planet Hulk movie because there's too many legal problems. Because Universal still owns the rights to the Hulk. So if you make a standalone Hulk movie, you have to all that money goes to the Universal. So that's why you'll never get that. So you'll always have to have someone else, be it Thor or whatever. Second problem.
Fucking bang out.
I know.
But they can make a deal on that like they did with Spider-Man though.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, the Hulk was the original Spider-Man. That was the original because they're the ones who did the shared universe. And they blended out the characters. Universal plays nice with Marvel, and I like that. Mm-hmm. Good. The more Hulk, great. I love the Hulk. But I was going to say the second problem is that in order to get the fight between the Silver Surfer and the Hulk, you couldn't do that because that's done by Fox. Now, granted, pretty soon.
Say bye again, Fox.
Well, yeah. Well, Fox will be a part of Marvel, and then at that point, we will see a Hulk and Silver Surfer fight.
Wait, is Marvel buying Fox or Disney?
Yeah.
Disney is actually buying Fox.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's actually good.
We still have to wait.
But wait, no, it's bad because fuck Disney.
They could do Onslaught. Sorry.
I was just going to say we still have to wait a couple months because they have to wait for the deal to go through. The government has to say make sure it's not a monopoly and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so it still might not happen, but currently that's the plan.
I mean, that was the whole thing. It's why they ruined Fantastic Four. Why they made that horrible recent one.
So,
that's so they can retain the rights.
Don't talk about that.
You know,
you
fucking
doesn't exist.
You know, as soon as Infinity War's over, they're gonna wish they had Onslaught.
I don't know what they're gonna do after the Infinity. They've been building up this Infinity War shit since the Thor movie.
Well, yeah, it's been set in stone for fucking ages.
It's been almost 10 years now that they've been building up to this.
Yeah, 18 movies, 10 years.
Infinity War is one of the better storylines that Marvel.
Absolutely.
And
I'm Thanos Harrison, and this is my pawn shop.
They're gonna fucking ruin this. I mean, Civil War was bad enough, but they're gonna wrap this. They're gonna do a fucking awful job.
They want Onslaught. I know they want Onslaught.
I don't even understand what the fuck they want. They just want to find anything that they think is gonna sell well. I mean, that's obvious.
Exactly. Onslaught had a fucking cool design. It was a nightmare of a comic series, but fucking, it was a cool character. You know what Onslaught is, don't you?
Yeah. I'm saying at this point, though, I think Marvel has control of almost everything left, except for whatever's owned by Fox. And if they get back control from Fox, then it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, actually, that's what the deal was. Originally, Disney was trying to completely buy out Fox, like they did with Lucasfilms, Marvel, and other stuff. But unfortunately, Fox did not take to that immediately, and eventually, some more negotiations had to actually happen. So now it's Disney is trying to buy 2/3 of most of Fox's properties. Now, there are actually certain things that Fox is still going to solely own, but the main goal is to inevitably get back the last 2 properties that Fox currently has that Marvel does not, which is Fantastic Four and X-Men.
There's another reason to buy Fox. They're not just buying the movie department; they're also buying the TV department as well. So that means The Simpsons are going to be part of Disney and all that stuff. But the part of the reason for that is because Disney's trying to compete with Netflix and do their own streaming service, and Fox has the most TV services out there. They benefit the most from getting that because I think they own like Friends and Seinfeld and all those other kinds of shows. So if you had all that combined with this, then that'll be a huge piece of the pie.
Oh my god! Give Chandler the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, they could. But that's also like that's also a huge chunk of the Netflix market because I think they are currently having a bunch of stuff that they have streaming. And if they take that all off of there, you put it onto this other service, well, that sweetens the pot.
I mean, that's kind of the problem with Netflix is that they keep losing all of the shows that they used to have streaming. I mean, I've been so fucking irritated because so many shows that used to be on Netflix are just gone. I mean, like, I guess the X-Files? No, the X-Files is gone. Stargate's gone. Been gone for forever.
Is coming back.
No, I mean it's been gone from Netflix.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying Netflix used to be actually good for streaming TV shows, and they've lost everything. I think not just me. I've talked to several people who have said that they have canceled their Netflix subscriptions because Netflix isn't actually a good streaming service for television shows anymore. Except for unless you want to watch Netflix shows.
Guys, I got a bill. Fucking sadly, I'll catch you later on. Okay.
Bye, Naka.
Good having you.
It was good being on, guys. Thanks very much.
Ask your parents why they called you Chris.
That's a good question.
Because it's my dad's name.
Oh, ask his parents why they hated him.
Yeah, which is strange because my name was Chris, my dad's name was Chris, and his dad's name was Roland.
Wait, does that technically?
Roland was an asshole.
Yeah.
See, wait,
sitting there, he's like, "What's more embarrassing than Roland?"
Doesn't that mean you're technically Chris Jr.?
It's technically because my lifelong goal is for my firstborn child to also be named Chris, so I could call him Chris the Third.
If you follow the Destiny naming guidelines, you're Chris the Second.
Oh God, fucking Steve Bono too. Electric boogaloo, you know. Fucking, what a wee rat dick. Alright, but in any case, sorry guys, I gotta run. Fucking
Junior.
Junior, you fucking wank.
I'm gonna call him Junior literally from now on.
I do.
I'll make you burn for it, Aydin, and you know I will, because you know you cunt. Ciao.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm really glad I could understand him. We have the Batman on sometimes, and I can't understand a word from his mouth. When you said Scottish, I was worried.
He's discount Dankula.
Yeah, he is. His accent is very similar to Dankula.
They're from the same area.
Imagine that.
They're from the same part of Scotland, yeah.
The Scots sound alike.
Well, no, they have a much less thick accent than the Batman.
Maybe I'd be more triggered if you were to say, "Oh, are you guys related?"
Probably.
Oh, fuck.
So I was just walking through the house because I had to take a pee, and I saw that somebody's watching The Last Jedi, and my eyes immediately started to roll, and I'm like, no.
Now, you brought up Destiny. Stephen Bonnell II.
He's a pedo in every single multiverse.
How do you feel about him, Aydin?
Are you joking?
I know you had some type of personal beef with him. I don't really know the specifics.
Oh God! Give me. You know what? Talk amongst yourselves. I need a drink before I do this. 1 second.
More vodka.
I did want to say, if you head off to your local comic shop, the original Infinity Gauntlet and Thanos Rises comics are out right now in the True Believer line for $1. So for $1, head to your local comic shop.
Well, 1 second. No, we was fight gangs. Schmeckle is not related to V. I got neck pains right now, and the hat's really heavy, so I'm not wearing it for the night.
You know what I actually just thought of, and suddenly just realized the DC versus Marvel argument that is always brought up is usually like, oh, DC did these things first and Marvel just copied them, blah, blah, blah. If you actually look at it, that might be the case in a lot of different, situations and stuff. But it was actually the Marvel universe that really started dabbling with big multiverse sort of crisis scenarios. And DC just went apeshit with it. DC took it and was just like, we have a good idea. Now let's do it as often as we fucking can.
Exactly. They went.
Are we talking about Crisis?
So we just finished our crisis. Now we got to shake it up again. Let's have another crisis. And
yeah, let's do
after that, we'll have a lead up to a crisis. And then a crisis.
Look, dude, it's just DC's fucking way of dealing with the fact that I mean, Marvel does the sliding timeline. DC does their crises.
Well,
yeah, but Marvel, they also deal with
before we get into Mr. Stephen Bonnell as the child for me, the third, not the second. A Wild Fox appears, says, really, dang, how heavy is that hat? It's about 3 pounds. It's not a light hat. But yeah, what the fuck was Destiny's personal issue with you?
Okay, so like 2 years ago, I was on poll, and someone said, this guy is a retard, someone go debate him. And I was drunk and stoned, as you do, in the middle of the night on like a Saturday night. And I said, I'll go debate this retarded. And they're like, oh, he's a stupid lefty cuck. I'm like, okay. And I had like just become politicized or being interested in modern politics. I don't know shit. I'm a fucking moron. I don't know anything about politics. I know what I know about, and I'll admit that. I know what I know about, which is social science. I don't know much outside of that, besides nerd shit. So I get on here. First of all, I don't know. I've never heard of him, but in his mind and in the mind of his fans is incomprehensible that I didn't know who he was. And that I didn't know he had like a huge following, and I'd also never used Twitch, so I didn't know what Twitch really was. I didn't or how it worked. I just knew people like streamed on it, and I didn't know it was being recorded and it was gonna be this whole huge deal. I just said embarrassing, stupid shit. I mean, I absolutely admit and have since the very beginning that I looked really bad because I was drunk and stoned and was being newly politicized. And in fact, when I started my channel, because this was under another name, I at one point said, yeah, that was me. I was being really dumb. But the thing is that while that debate, quote unquote, was going on, I was doxxed in his chat, or I was doxxed by his chat on 4chan. Now, Steve has admitted to this. I have all the screenshots of it, that he admits I was doxxed, but he claims it was by 4chan. It's really weird, though, how it was being spammed in his chat, and it was like all of my personal information, where I worked, all that stuff. And luckily, I guess they just didn't care enough or whatever that most of that went away until the crowd shit came back up. And I'm guessing it was Zeph who got it, or who, I don't know who exactly, because it was on Zeph's server that my docs was released really publicly after that.
Is Zeph and Destiny are maybe connected somehow?
No, I don't know how. I don't know who got the docs. I just know that it was already out there in a findable way if you were probably new like Destiny fans, because I'm sure they had it, because they also like tried to they dug up stuff on me for forever. And you know, and all I ever said about that was like, yo, this is fucked. This is super fucked. You know, you're a real scumbag. And I even told him, and he was like, I told him like, dude, this could really mess up my life afterwards, and told him that I was being attacked by his fans. And you know what he did in response is sent me a smiley face and like, haha. And then afterwards claimed, no one has ever been doxxed. No one has ever been doxxed by my fans or my server. We don't allow that. Well, then it turns out like lots of people have been. So he lied. And then I made, when I started my channel, I made a video. I was honest about who I was, because I don't believe in lying. I always believe in being myself and in being honest and truthful about who I am, because I don't really have anything to hide. That's the thing. That's why like all this crap about me that comes out, it's all fake.
Well, since you have nothing to hide, is there any chance I can get your real name, your mother's maiden name, and your social security?
But
no, I'm just asking.
Just for fun. But no, I've always been fucking honest about my shit. Whatever. Anyway, and so I was honest about it, and then all of a sudden what he did, or what started then after this, was, when did this actually, hang on, when did this start? I had not talked to him except for being like, I don't like you, I don't like your fans, because I was getting one of the things that happened, for example, is that I had to change phone numbers, because they found my phone number and they okay, some people were spamming it. Some of them, what really happened, the really annoying part is that they released it publicly. So I was getting between like 30 and 80 calls a day from like telemarketers and all this shit. And it was to the point where I could not basically turn on my phone, because I was getting so many calls. It was just constant, like every 5 minutes calls all day long. So I had to change my phone number. And I provided proof and evidence of this, and in fact now I have extra evidence because of what happened next, which is that anyway, I just had lots of evidence of it. And he was like, haha, she was called by he made a big stream, he's like, haha, she was being called by telemarketers, isn't that funny, okay, how does that disprove that my phone number was leaked? You could see how many calls I was getting, and it was obvious that my number had been leaked publicly. But it's like, well, you can't prove it, even though now I have records of him saying he knew I was doxxed on his stream or during his stream, but the original thing. But then also here's what happened, is then because I had always been honest about the fact that his fans were fucking nuts and had harassed me in a real way, in a way that was scary, because I had people who actually did say, I mean, I till this day, like, I don't know how much you guys get this kind of shit. I've asked Sinatra about it, because I don't really know. Here's a real question for all of you guys who do shit on YouTube. How many times a day would you say you get people that send you things about how like they want to throw acid on you or peel your skin off?
I've had one death threat total. Okay.
Well, I get shit like that many, many times a day, I'm going to say. Just on average, either on Twitter, in emails. And I can provide proof of all of it, and I have. Look, you don't have to provide proof. Go to my fucking comment section, so you'll see some people say some fucked up shit about me. People really hate me, and I've never really known why, but they really fucking hate me.
It seems weird to me. Like, I mean, I know you are a little more to the right than a lot of people.
Oh no, I'm a pretty far right conservative.
Yeah,
but I don't think I'm unpleasant.
No, I mean, you got three people. You're probably the most pleasant person present right now.
Well, no, I mean, I really don't like being mean. I try very hard to be a good, nice person, and you just get people who really fucking hate you. Anyway,
no, I love being mean. Trippy Poop, you're a piece of shit. If you looked less like Samaj, maybe you'd get laid more often. Red Robot, I've seen what you look like, and I'm surprised that you have a wife, but not impressed by it. I've seen her too. Gem Max, I don't know who the fuck you are, but you're a faggot. Watching you, you're brand new. I've never seen you here before. But fuck you.
Look, and see, like, someone also is mad that I call myself far right. There are people who think I'm a literal Nazi. So, like, I can't do right. And then one time on the Kumite, I said as in response, the exact quote was, everyone calls me alt-right, so guess what? I'm alt-right. And it was obviously me saying, I can't control what people say about me or think about my politics. They're going to think whatever they want. And then it got spammed. It was like, this is proof Aydin's a neo-Nazi. And I'm like, oh my God, okay.
Oh yeah, because, they ignored the first part of the sentence and, they heard, I'm alt-right.
Right. And it got taken both ways. And I don't agree with the term alt-right for a number of reasons.
Yeah,
but I just think that it's a silly term.
I think I just became alt-right. If they ignore the rest of my sentence there, it was, I said I'm alt-right.
You get taken out of context a lot. So anyway, what happened is the Destiny shit is then after months of me getting pretty much on the daily, and I don't know how much of them are his fans, but they really hate me. People send me links to their Reddit and stuff sometimes where people are like, there is no one I want to murder more on the planet than Aydin. If I actually had a gun, I would go and fucking try and find out where she lives and kill her. I get shit like that. They post shit like that on their Reddit. I've seen it, man. And it's like, oof, I don't take it seriously because it's the goddamn internet. And I know a lot about internet psychology to not take that shit too seriously. But it's also disturbing. It's mostly just like, what's wrong? Like, why? My question is more for those people. Why are you so obsessed with a 5'5" or whatever he is dude who plays video games on the internet that you want to kill other people because they disagree with him? Because I had proof that his fans harassed me. You guys, not him. All I ever asked him to do, by the way, was disavow it. Just to say, I don't approve of the way you've been treated. He refused. Even though he has on occasions admitted that he knew it was happening. He refuses to admit it. He refuses to admit it's happening on other occasions and refuses to say he thinks it's wrong. But then what he did is threaten to sue me.
Now, I am Cancer 624 says, if she's all right, why was she bragging about her coal burning? I recently found out what coal burning means. If you're so all right, why you bragging about banging the blacks, Aydin?
Yes, please tell us. We would all like to know the secrets.
Yeah, because I'm so... why? It was 5 years ago. I had a black boyfriend.
Oh wait, so she wasn't even bragging about it, but I still feel like that's
5 years ago I dated a black guy for like 2 years and it didn't work out.
You are unclean. You are no longer allowed in the ethno state.
Also, he was half Indian. He was half a red man. And he was a computer programmer. It's not like he is like Jamal.
Half red. I think that's somehow worse. I'm not really caught up on how the ethno state works, but I think if you're two minorities, that's
double. That's double plus bad. I don't care. Like, I mean, he was like the nerd, like one of the nerdiest guys. I mean, the way that we ended up hanging out was because we both liked to play fighting games and anime. We both liked anime and fighting games. Wow. Like, I mean, I know that those are some stereotypes about black guys, but I mean, he liked weird anime, like the moe shit. And I
was hoping you'd say hentai, but I'll go for it.
That's the moe stuff is the gateway to hentai.
Not the fun kind of like, seinen and shonen, but whatever. He was like he was a base black man. He was just like a normal dude. Actually, he hated my politics. He absolutely despised my politics. And that was fine. We still dated for like 2 years. One of the reasons we didn't work out though. But it wasn't, people always, they jumped to this idea that and also he was like this skinny little lanky man, and it wasn't like, people always think he's like this giant black bull. It's like, no, he's just like a normal dude.
He's a big black bull in the multiverse.
Somewhere in the multiverse, I'm sure he was. And he had a really white name too. Like, no one would ever have guessed that this guy was black. If I just gave you information about him, just line by line information, and I didn't tell you his race, no, you would never know he was a black guy. Or you would never guess from like a statistical or stereotypical standard that he was a black dude. But so I know that. Okay, yeah, that's another thing. And by the way, the Destiny fans and the Kraut fans, they love to bring that up. that I dated a black guy, because the whole point is to make it so that people who are more aligned with me, I guess, who are conservative, to hate me. But the fact of the matter is that I'm a fairly, in reality, now I call myself a far right conservative, but that's because what is considered far right is really ridiculous right now. So I'm far right by like centrist standards. I mean, you know, Sinatra and I get along. We're fairly similar on our politics. And what would you consider Sinatra? People think he's a boomer.
Sinatra's basically a Nazi. If a Nazi and a KKK member had sex and they pumped out a child, and then that child fucked Satan himself, and they had a child, then you would have Sinatra.
My God, I want to hang out with this man more often.
He's also stupid and a dipshit. It's been proven.
It's true. Those last two things I can definitely confirm. But no, it's like we're fairly politically we don't agree on everything, but we're fairly politically similar. And that's why people get, like, you can't use words to describe yourself. Now, I might be a little bit more, because I'm a Hoppian libertarian, which means sometimes, like, I want to remove commies. But oh shit. Okay, the point behind all of this was they really hate me. And after months of like providing evidence and taking screenshots whenever it would get really insane, he fucking sends me a self-written cease and desist that requests I take down every post. Yes, he wrote it himself. It's based on a boilerplate. I found the boilerplate online, actually, that he used to write it off of. But,
is there any chance you still have that?
Oh yeah. I have to keep all of this now. I have to keep all of this now just in case, because I had to get a lawyer. I have a folder that is just full of shit. That's not just full of the shit of all of the times his fans have harassed me. That when I said I had more evidence about the phone calls, I went and got in contact with my phone company and said, hey, can you provide me all the data from this time to this time, which is when I was getting the calls before I changed my number. And it's like, it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls, which is proof that's harassment. I have proof that he organized with his Discord, some people on his Discord, to actively look for my videos and like harass me. He did even he was involved in. I'm not even talking about his fans at this point, that he encouraged it, and that he told people in his Discord that he was doing this shit where he was going to try to sue me. So he sends me a self-written cease and desist that requests that I take down every tweet I've ever made about him. The video I made about him had already been removed, but there was another video that I made in response that said why I had to remove it, which is because I was getting 50 fucking phone calls a day, and I was actually scared. And I mean, I'm not scared, but come on, it's really I'm a very anxious person. I can't deal with that shit very well. And it was scary. It's scary to get, even if, I mean, like, I can't answer my phone, you know? Like, what if I had like a doctor's appointment call or something that's not from a number that I would normally recognize? Well, there's no way I could tell anymore.
Phone.
Well, I can't, what am I supposed to do? Because I answer the phone, and half the times it's a stupid fucking, 90% of the time it would be a, whatever, telecom company trying to sell me some shit. But then every once in a while I'd pick up and it'd be like, go get yourself, you horrible slut, and just a scream. So yeah, that only went on for about 5 days.
Hang up.
Well, yeah, I did, but like,
obviously it's a shitty thing for them to do, but I mean,
well, that's okay. So it was an easy solution. I changed my number.
No, or yeah, change the number. But like something like I can't answer my phone. Fuck that. Answer the fucking phone if it's someone throwing, hang up.
Well, sure. Okay, I get it. But, well, hang on, dude. Imagine if your phone was getting blown up every 5 minutes. You were getting a call every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Would you pick up all those calls?
Well, I mean, I'd probably pick up most of them.
I wouldn't. I don't pick up calls from anybody I don't know. I never really have.
I'm argumentative. If people are calling my fucking house and they want to yell, I'll yell back.
No. See, I'm very high anxiety. I don't like to deal with confrontation or conflict, and so I just changed my number. And hey, it ended. So it's all fine now, but they did have my information. I guess it's just lucky that I got an unlisted number and they haven't been able to find it. I did put it under a different name, so like they might not be able to find it as easily. Ha ha ha.
I was going to ask. Somebody in the chat just reminded me. Is there any chance you can read this this self-written cease and desist order?
Oh my god. Okay, it should. Hang on, it might be on my phone.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think it is. Give me a second. I mean, if I look it up, it's on my email still.
Also, I'll be right back.
It's long though. The thing is, I mean, I'll read parts of it, but like the thing is, it's not the only one.
Oh, he's sent multiple.
Well, the other one was sent from apparently maybe a paralegal or from someone who works at a law office. But when I called the lawyer who it was supposedly from, they didn't seem to know anything about it.
Okay, so
which means he may have broken the law, and I haven't cared enough to deal with it because why the fuck should I?
Yeah, he looked up some lawyer's name, basically.
No, I think he may have actually paid someone who works at this office. I don't know. Maybe I sent it to my lawyer and my friend who is an attorney, and my friend who is an attorney gave me his honest opinion, which is this is probably illegal. Probably would make whoever's name got put at the bottom here lose their fucking ability to practice law if you really wanted to go ham on them. I'm like, I don't want to ruin someone's life over this shit. That's like the opposite of what I'm trying to do, because I'm not the one trying to ruin people's lives, man.
Exactly. Most people aren't out to do that. If you're one of those people like Stephen Bunnell III,
then you find someone like
then you're kind of fucked up.
Let's see.
I'll be right back. Apparently, Moss disappeared, but I'll be right back. Aydin's in charge, Brockus. You listen to whatever the fuck she says. You understand me?
Okay.
I do every time I watch one of her videos.
Okay. I'll wait till everyone gets back. I found it though. Yeah, it was just weird. And the thing is that he continues actually to brag about how he's gonna destroy me and stuff. But the problem is that I have now multiple recordings of him also saying, I didn't lose any money. It isn't about money, which is what is required for a libel and slander suit or defamation suit, which is what he's seeking. Supposedly. He says, I have a clip of him saying, I didn't lose any money. It's not about the money. However, she's a poor college student. I will, I believe the exact quote or something, I'm paraphrasing, so excuse me if it's not exact, was, I will make it so that she has to sign over every check she ever makes for the rest of her life over to me. I will own her. I will make her my bitch.
I need somebody in the chat to find a picture of a man with his head up his own ass and then just basically put, this is Stephen Bonnell III all over that sumbitch.
He is the second. Twitter. If someone told you he's the third, he actually is the second.
I don't give a shit.
He's the second.
He's manlet. Manlet the bitch.
Unknown Archive, no one is actually suing anyone, is the moral of the story. Steve said in one of his streams that I also have recorded, is that his lawyer told him not to talk about his threats of suing me. And I'm guessing the reason why his lawyer told him that is because they know that it is a really bad idea. One of the reasons is because I've not done shit. I've not done anything. The other reason is because there's so much evidence of him talking about how he wants to like destroy me, how this is not about money, how this is not about slander, this is about him just wanting to fuck with a woman, basically. And I don't normally play the woman card, but Steve, I know, is a feminist, I think. So that would be fun to see that happen in court.
Vagina privilege.
Of him to go in front of like a, well, at this point, I'll be sure to break out the wheelchair. And we'll go into court in my wheelchair and all this other shit, you know, and see how the fuck that goes down. And we'll pull out well, the thing that will really happen, here's the real thing, okay, is that there's so much evidence of Steve openly saying that he doesn't, because in order to file a libel and defamation suit, you have to have proved that you have to prove that you lost money on it in some way over the things that someone said to you. He can't prove that. Secondly, because he would have to prove that the things there is just reason to believe that I actively lied about him and did not have just cause for believing the things that I said about him were correct. Now, I have provided ample evidence that the things I said about him were correct. And in fact, I have a single stream, the single stream where he was on the Kumite, where he admitted that absolutely everything that I claimed about him was correct. And because he admitted to all of it. So he admitted to everything that he's claiming is libel and defamation and slander, which in whichever form or whatever way. So not only is there evidence that I had more than reasonable cause at the time that I made my video on him was correct, but that he has admitted to everything that I claimed about him was correct. Additionally, he has made public statements saying he didn't lose money and that he is only doing this. I have another clip where he says, I'm only doing this for the lulz and just to ruin her. So what will happen is if Steven was so stupid to actually go forward with this claim, with this lol suit, what my lawyer and I will do, as we have discussed, is we will immediately file for dismissal and we will counter-file for what's called malicious prosecution. In which case, Steve will go in front of a jury and they will hear all of the videos of the things that he's said about me. They will see all of the evidence and they will determine how much he owes me in emotional damages. And based on what my lawyer has talked to me about and based on precedents within the state of Nebraska, which is, I believe, where he lives, it would probably be anywhere between $100,000 and $500,000. So, Steven, let's go. As I've said before. You want to go on this malicious prosecution case, and his whole thing is like, well, I can afford better lawyers. I can afford more expensive lawyers, so I'll destroy you. No judge is going to sit there when we send them all of the clips of you actively saying, this is not about money. This is about destroying someone's life.
Yeah,
you're not going.
Nobody's taking your side in that.
No,
and nobody's going to sit there and go, you know what, Steve? I'm pretty sure you were in the right here. Yeah, destroy somebody's that sounds reasonable.
Well, I think the claim that I was sent was that he will claim that he could claim it was comedy because he was on a stream and he was trying to be entertaining. But it's like I've got like 5 or 6 clips now of him doing this. So I don't think is that a joke consistently, or are you just trying to get your fan base to believe, and which is the truth is that he wants his fan base to believe he's going to own me and that he's going to destroy me. But
so is this your way of actually challenging him to a
Bottle.
Makara?
No, I don't want to do. I don't care. I don't like him. I don't want anything to do with him. Do you think I want to get involved in some stupid, pointless legal battle that is going to cost? I don't want his money. I want.
No, I'm saying go up to him and punch him in the fucking ding dong.
I will tell you my response to his cease and desist, which I do have up if you want to hear it. It's mostly just a list of things he wanted deleted, which is basically any Twitter post I'd ever made about him or about his fans, which is the other thing. Like, you can't sue someone over what your fans did, which was the claim. Your fans fucked with me. I said, your fans fucked with me. And then he wanted to sue me over it. That's not how that works. You can't sue over, you said a thing mean about my friend that I don't even know. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, he's a psycho person, in my opinion. And that is an opinion, and I'm allowed to have it. By the way, before some Destiny fan flips out and takes that out of the context, I'm allowed to think you're a crazy person. And it's not just me, it's a lot of people who think that. So, all right. So this is the original to Aydin Paladin from Stephen Bonald II. Is Dear Aydin Paladin, this letter serves as your notice to cease and desist any and all defamatory actions. It has come to my attention. You have made defamatory and false statements about me across multiple platforms, including but not limited to the following: YouTube, Twitter, and Reddit. These include but aren't limited to implying I raided you and told my fans to harass you on YouTube. I claimed his fans raided me. I have never directed any individual to harass you. Actually, I do now have evidence that you said you knew about it and didn't do shit. So I didn't claim that you told them to do it. I did claim, however, that you were totally okay with it. And all I have ever asked is that you said, dude, say that's fucked. claimed on a YouTube video that my fans continually tried to fuck with you on Skype. You became increasingly nervous about my fans doxing you. Doxing is the publishing of personal information. I have never engaged in harassment against you. However, that's like a sub note of the original claim. He admitted to it on Twitter. He admitted he knew about the doxing. He admitted that he knew it happened. To Andy Worski, by the way, too. Implied that unlisting your number after talking to me got me to stop harassing you on Twitter. No, I didn't say you did. I said your fans did. Implied he keeps like he basically like is misusing language to say that like when I said like the Destiny fans are Destiny's people, and then would say like, oh, you're saying it's me, when I'm always talking about his fans, because of course I don't think Stephen Bonnell himself is fucking calling me. I don't think he's that pathetic. I've never thought he was that insane. In fact, I asked him for help when it happened, and then again he sent me a little smug smiley face in response.
So he's misusing words, even though he bitches at people for misusing words. It
just goes on and on. I've never supported doxing. Actually, you have. There's multiple pieces of evidence now of him supporting doxing. So
well, I mean, he did it himself.
Yeah,
yes.
He doxed Tonka.
I know. Claim that I support doxing. I have never supported doxing. I do not support doxing. It's just it's like line again. I do not support doxing. I do not support people harassing you.
I'm gonna fly down to California tomorrow. I'm gonna stab you in your stomach and watch you bleed out on the floor till you're dead. And then I'm gonna tell people I don't support murder. Murder's bad. Don't do it. I do not stand behind murder. Will that make up for
on
what?
Twitter, you have spoken. I'm trying to read this one. Claimed on Twitter, I have spoken to a lawyer about retaining a lawyer. To get me. I did. I spoke to a lawyer about what I could possibly do, and that's my friend who's an attorney. Before I got my actual lawyer, my lawyer who I keep on retainer now, my real one that I keep on retainer, not my just friend. Friends to fuck with you once a month. There have been videos where he just like randomly mentions me and just and would post links to my videos and would just be like, look at Aydin, her look, and it's like it was clear attempts at harassment of being like, go fuck with her because they had a vendetta. Anyway, whatever. It's just all these like Twitter posts and stuff that he wanted deleted. But let's get to the okay. Let me see if there's anything else. Try to get me fired, shut down. I've never tried. Again, I was talking about your fans. Claimed on Twitter, I supported doxing. You do. He said the same thing like 5 times. Claimed on Twitter, I will send my fans to spread your info around again. Like they kept doing it over and over again. I have never directed any person, but okay. Yeah. He keeps saying that this entire list of things, it's like a page and a half, is things that I said his fans did, and he just directs it towards himself. You cannot sue someone over me claiming someone else did something.
Yeah, you can't claim defamation for somebody else.
No, but let's get to the claimed on Reddit, I implicitly supported your doxing. Yes, and I did claim that, because what I asked him on Reddit in this post in question is I said, Stephen, all I have ever asked is that you publicly say, what happened to you is wrong, and I don't support it. And the interesting thing is that if you go to that Reddit post where he says, that he's linking here in this document, he says, fuck you, nothing bad ever happened to me, you're a lying cunt, essentially. So he calls me a liar, and then like about a day later sends me this message, which by the way, Jeff Holiday was the one who asked me for my email address so he could give it to Steve so he could send me this cease and desist. Let's read.
A little strange.
Jeff did that?
Yeah, because Jeff asked for. He was trying to be like the facilitator on this. Yeah. So let's go. Here's the end. I have suffered economic harm, reputational harm to my business, harm to my character as a result of the defamatory and false statements you have made. In accordance with West Virginia law, it is illegal to provide a false statement of an individual's character representation. The rest of it's almost all boilerplate. He just used my state because he knew where I lived. I wonder why he knew that. Anyway, okay, where was I? Right. Whether written or oral, which consists of any false statement intended to cause injury to another person's character or reputation, by the way, not if you believe it to be true or have reason to believe it to be true, which I did, is communicated to another party and is known or should be known by the offending party member to be false. Oh, see, that's the thing. Therefore, you are requested to immediately cease and desist from making any false and defamatory statements within 10 days of the date of the letter. Remove all defamatory statements and content from Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, and any other platforms through which you have published these defamatory remarks, and provide written notice that these tasks have been completed. Failure to comply with this cease and desist request and or failure to provide adequate written notice of your completion obligations under the stipulated period will leave me no option but to take appropriate legal action against you, including but not limited to filing motion for injunctive relief and or bringing a suit for monetary damages, court costs, attorney fees, and ancillary responses associated therewith. Sincerely, Stephen Bonnell II.
He's a special kind of stupid.
There's another one later, and I don't know if I don't think I actually have it saved on my phone. I might. Where would I have put this?
Anybody here in the chat, I am not giving you legal advice. I am not qualified to give you legal advice. But I will say, you're a fucking retard if you try to represent yourself.
Oh no, the day after I got that, I went and got an attorney.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what you do.
And do you want to know what happened when I sent it?
Unless you're a lawyer yourself, or close enough to being a lawyer, that you might have a chance. Don't fucking do it. I don't care how smart you think you are.
Right.
You ain't a lawyer.
Now, unknown archive is correct. An email correspondence is not legal correspondence. I did get another email later, supposedly from a law firm that is a real law firm. But when I contacted the law firm, they said they were like confused about where it came from. That it was from, it may have been from a paralegal who worked for them, but I don't think it was from a real lawyer. It was from their paralegal. It may be a paralegal, someone who, and this means that someone put the name of an actual lawyer who did work for them, though, at the end of a document, which I think is illegal. Or, excuse me, I don't think. I know is illegal. So he may have hired somebody. He may have had, what I think actually happened is he probably had a fan or something who worked at a law firm who sent me another cease and desist.
There's a good possibility of that, and yes, that's highly illegal. That's
possible.
Well, when I sent that to my attorney, that thing when I sent to my real attorney, the one I actually, well, I didn't have to pay for him originally, because when I contacted him, this guy in my town, in my city, because it would actually the tort would actually have to happen here in West Virginia. Enjoy coming to West Virginia and trying to attack a conservative woman in the West Virginia courts, Stephen. He laughed at. He didn't. I had a 2-hour consultation with this guy because I was crying because I was like, I don't know anything about the legal system, and that's the point. And this is what makes it malicious prosecution, because he probably knew I didn't know anything about because I've never had someone send me a legal thing before. Jesus Christ, I'm a good girl. I've never done shit. The lawyer, I met with him for almost 2 hours. He didn't charge me anything. He said, this is one of the weirdest, funniest things that's ever been brought into my office. Don't worry, he's trying to intimidate you. If he files, it's malicious prosecution. Even then, and that was before I had the videos of him saying that he was doing it for the lulz. Literally, quote, for the lulz. I have that clipped. The second one that was filed, they made a bunch of claims and I sent back proof of everything I was saying. And I probably shouldn't have done, but it's like, my whole point was like, if you guys think you have any kind of case here, you need to look at the evidence I have. And on that one, and he said if they take a look at what they're dealing with and they know for a fact that he's attempting to engage in a malicious prosecution case, they can actually lose. I think this is what my attorney friend said, so I could be wrong. He said they could actually lose their ability to practice law if they had every reason to believe that it was a case of malicious prosecution and they knew about it. They could lose their ability to practice.
Yeah, because it's essentially the same thing as malpractice with doctors. If you're doing something you know you shouldn't be doing and you do it anyways, then you can lose your license for exactly that.
Right, so I just sent them a bunch of the clips of him saying that shit. And I haven't heard back since. Although he still likes to talk trash about me and his fans sure do. I get messages every once in a while. It's like, how's that lawsuit with Destiny going? Is he raping you in the court? And like, he still hasn't filed anything. He's never going to file anything because he knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, he knows he doesn't have a fucking case. I mean, he's a fucking retard, but he can't be that dumb.
What happened is he knows I'm a woman. He knows that I have high anxiety and I'm not a very like aggressive person, and he just thought he could bully me. He's a bully. That's what he is.
Which is really, really weird because he's so tiny.
Well, that he's probably got a Napoleon complex or whatever.
He's such a small, ridiculously tiny, insignificant, minuscule example of a man.
Hey, now, that's not nice to say about Destiny. How would you do something like that?
It doesn't need to be nice if it's factual.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, it's whatever. Like, again, I'm so tired. I don't give a shit about Destiny. I don't give a shit about how any of his crazy fucking fans. And you know what? I've been lucky, I guess, in that he has embarrassed himself to such an extreme degree over the last couple of months and tried to hide himself away. Like he's going all Schmeagle and like, you know, going away in his cave with his, because he's going to lose his Twitch if I'm surprised he hasn't already, because he retroactively with their new rules has broken like every single guideline they have about, you know, threatening to kill people, doxing people, providing public information.
I feel like threatening to kill people is probably not allowed on most platforms. Doxing, you know, there may be the odd platform that's okay with it, but you know, not your mainstream ones.
We'll go look at Twitch's new guidelines that are in effect, and I know he's terrified of violating them, which is one of the reasons why he's like, I'm not going to talk about politics anymore. Okay, I get it. And here's the thing, you know what, Steve? And when I could even find it, the email that I sent in response to when I got that, as I said, Steve, I went and talked to a lawyer today. He said this is one of the weirdest and funniest things he's ever heard, which is true. I went down into my town and went physically and talked to a lawyer and did get him a retainer in addition to my attorney friend. Because my attorney friend, he's only, he doesn't practice law in my state, so he is legal counsel to me, but nothing else. And I said, Steve, all I want from you is to leave me the fuck alone. I have never done anything to directly attack you other than to ask that you fucking just say you think what happened to me was shitty.
Steven, you need to listen. I'm like every other girl in your life. I don't want you talking to me.
I really don't. And also, it wasn't, I don't think I was, I just said, look, I don't want anything to do with you. I don't like you. You don't like me. That's fine. But I don't want anything to do with you. And if you, I didn't even say at the time that if he pursued that, it would have been bad for him, because I didn't even realize the extent to which, he could lose hundreds of thousands of dollars, because what would have to happen is a jury would be in charge of this, okay? A jury of regular people would have to watch a guy who brags about in a clip about how he's a millionaire and how he can own me and how I will never own anything for the rest of my life because my life will belong to him, essentially. And I haven't said too much shit about this in public, but like I'm really sick right now. So like if I like roll up in there in a fucking wheelchair, how do you think the jury's gonna vote on that?
They're gonna vote for him because you might be crippled, but he's a midget.
Like, how the fuck do you think that shit's gonna work? You're gonna have a woman. You're gonna have a woman that your fans have harassed from, and while you brag about how you have such a larger platform than I do, and you have so many people who follow you and worship you. Jeez. I don't think that a jury of your peers in the state of Nebraska either, by the way, Steven. Like, my state's pretty red, but so is Nebraska. So I don't think it's where he lives, right? Something like that. Some Midwest, gun-toting state where people are nice and cool. I don't think they'd be real pleased to see some guy who plays video games for a living and bragging about trying to destroy a woman's life.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say there's never a reason to destroy a woman's life.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't either. But come on,
some women are pedophiles.
Sure.
Sometimes
some women are murderers. Some women are. I'm not. I'll admit, because I talk all the time about female privilege
that you had a fight with on the internet. Yeah, maybe destroying her life is a little far.
Yeah, some women are Trekkies, and
not
Rockets.
Not that Destiny could actually pull it off, but I mean, to attempt to do so.
No, I will play the woman card because he's played every card in his book about how he's a billionaire, or he's not a billionaire, but I'm sure he thinks he is in his head. But yeah, he's a millionaire, so he can spend thousands of dollars trying to destroy me just for fun. And he's even said it's for fun. It's because it makes him laugh.
Who invited the Politipod?
Hey, Sam, how's it going?
Hello.
I didn't invite you. It wasn't me. Although
No,
I should have invited you to the gun control debate, but
that was my fault.
Oh, it was Samaj.
Yeah.
Politipod. It's been a while. You were in Germany for a bit.
Oh, I was.
Haven't heard from you since.
I messaged you the other day. What do you mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, briefly. I mean, we haven't been in a stream together or anything like that.
I think I was in one like a couple of weeks ago.
I think you were in one briefly, but I do have to ask: Did you pick up some German while you were there?
Did I pick up some German while I was there?
But I mean
I know that
language.
one.
Do you speak German now?
Did you
I
pick
speak a
up-
little bit? Yeah.
Oh,
Oof.
okay. You can't.
Have
you
you
have,
joined the new Reich? I mean,
can you maintain a conversation with Dr. Lehman?
Why does everyone think Layman's a German?
because
Is
it
it?
sounds German.
Because
Because he
he's-
has a weird fucking foreign accent, and most of us can't tell.
That's what. Don't you know that's all Europe is? It's either the Europeans, which are all Germans, or the UK.
Yeah, you're either British or you're German.
I knew he wasn't German because his accent is too weird, and
He's
I
from
really did not know.
Luxembourg or some weird place.
He is from Luxembourg. You were correct. He is from Luxembourg.
He's probably Danish or Dutch or something like that.
Luxembourg.
Where
He's
the
a
fuck-
Luxembourgian. He's probably the.
It's
he's probably
between
the
France
king.
and Germany.
Yeah, he's the king. He's the king of Luxembourg.
You know, if he could monologue, he would sound like an awesome supervillain.
my dudes, my dudes.
What you have to understand here, my dudes, is that
What you
we
don't
don't
understand,
actually
my
know what
dudes, is that I
language
love
is in
traps. I
Luxembourg.
love them, and Aiden's the #1 trap.
Yay! Aydin Docs Layman. His name is Alexander. There you go.
Oh,
That's
Isn't that
okay.
improv-
He changed his Twitter name to that, so I can say that now.
didn't somebody like come out and say that he was like they were gonna dox him or some gay shit?
Probably everyone. What is up with that? You know, I understand it from a critical and scientific standpoint when people are assholes on the internet. I've even made videos about it, but it's on some level I have to go like, why? Like, what's
It's a
wrong with
ridiculous-
you, man?
It's a ridiculous, terrible thing to do. By the way, Politipod's name is Sam, Samaj's name is James, and Brockus' name is Antoine.
Okay, well, I didn't know Brockus or Samaj, but I did know Sam's name.
Samaj is obvious.
He just wrote his name backwards.
Oh god damn it! I'm fucking retarded.
How am I smarter than the intellectual?
You
What
guys-
the
you guys
fuck?
aren't
This
very
is
bright.
academics. Please don't respond.
Your
my
intellectual is subpar.
You know, it always surprises me how many people don't get it and how many people do. And
Buddy,
so
I
many.
got your name.
No,
first,
Alex
didn't
is
I?
actually his name, Argyle. I do know that. I don't know anything else. I don't know anything else about his dogs, but his name
By
actually
the way,
is Alex.
Samaj, in case you were wondering, I know your last name too because of your email.
Well, yeah.
It
I
was
know your name.
equally less
Schmeckle.
clever
Don't
with
press
the
your
last
luck,
name.
bucko.
Well, here's the thing:
donated
is
to
it
me
my
before.
is it my last name or is it my middle name? And then on top of that,
Is it
that-
spelled
that-
backwards or
That's
forward?
your last name.
look, when you have like 3 middle names and a last name, I mean, I could pick any one of them.
What
I
is
don't
that
care.
horrifying monstrosity of a picture that you have now?
Oh, you don't know? Oh, if you've seen my Twitter recently, or at least in the last couple weeks, I posted a picture of me attempting to make hard-boiled eggs, and I fucking forgot.
No.
I forgot them, and they exploded.
We're gonna
Oh,
end
yeah,
up
I
in
saw
an
that.
egg argument again.
No. Here's what happened.
Wait, Aiden, do you have controversial opinions on eggs?
I do about if okay. All right, do any of you motherfuckers microwave scrambled eggs?
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Gross.
Do any of you do this? It's
No.
absolute heresy.
You okay? It's a bad thing. Yeah,
Yes, it's horrifying. Okay, you remember the Scotsman who was on here?
yeah.
We're in a perpetual battle.
It was Nuka.
Yes, it was Nuka. Of course it was Nuka, because who else is it?
Fucking Nuka.
Nuka supports the microwaving of eggs.
Nope.
He also eats
Don't do
haggis,
it.
So
He doesn't eat haggis, but he also microwaves. Okay, it's one microwave. Understand this. He has one microwave. He puts fucking eggs and a little bit of milk, as he says, and you whisk it up and you put it in the microwave. I can't. I turn into Irish. I can't maintain the Scottish accent. Whatever. And he puts it in the fucking microwave.
You got a wee
And
bit
then-
of eggs,
and-
a wee bit of milk. You whisk
and-
it up. You put it in the microwave.
Well, you sound Irish too.
But then, yeah, we both went Irish. We both went Irish. But then he also takes fucking water and puts it in a mug and heats that up in the microwave and then puts a fucking tea bag in it to make his tea.
It's so disgusting.
You take the milk, you put in the. You take the milk, you put in the bowl with the eggs. You
With
whisk
your
it up.
wee little eggs.
Put your tea in there with the tea bag. Microwave it, and you got yourself a Scottish breakfast.
You can like with the water, making tea. The water don't care how it was heated.
No, it does. It does. No, the water tastes so much different when you microwave it.
I mean,
Microwave
I've
water.
never tried it. I'm not much of a tea drinker.
Don't microwave water. Just put it in the kettle. It takes 5 fucking minutes.
That Scotsman that was on earlier pretty much proved that Scottish people are disgusting, with the exception of like maybe one or two.
He did better than both of you, but he still just sounds like Shrek.
Look,
Well, okay, his Discord is called the
He
Swamp.
microwaves eggs. He's fucking terrible.
It's
if you
fucking
ever had
terrible.
Scottish
What are you
cooking,
doing in my swamp?
if you ever had Scottish cooking, it's fucking terrible.
He's from Glasgow.
As far as
so
eggs,
am I.
microwaving them is disgusting. I can't even fry them. I can't
don't-
stand them.
I'm really particular about eggs.
I
I
make omelets every day.
Now I will have to leave the fucking room. If the missus is frying eggs. Like,
Frying eggs?
I can't do the fucking smell.
I get that. Egg smell is unique. I used to eat omelets a couple years ago, but I couldn't. I can't eat anything now. But like, if I was gonna eat eggs now, I'd have to have them like sunny side up. It's basically the only way I could do it. And even then, like, I don't think I could do the smell. But I definitely don't want them in the microwave.
The smell, it fucking kills me, and I have to assume from a microwave it would be worse. Like,
No, and don't.
I can do hard boiled or soft boiled.
I can guarantee it mathematically.
Don't microwave eggs. Don't microwave water. It fucks everything up. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
microwaving the water. I don't think that.
It does. Schmeckle, it fucks up the taste of the tea. I have done it. I've done it, so I know from experience.
Maybe if you're using like basic tap water, like we got one of those filters.
No, it fucks up the taste of the tea. It fucks up the tea, which by the way, Taste of Tea is a great film. But don't microwave water.
Well, I know you're not supposed to because apparently it can actually explode basically.
I just don't. It just tastes like garbage.
So when I was doing these eggs and I was doing the hard boiled stuff and they exploded, I posted pictures of it on my Twitter, and YouTuber Big Fat Brian saw that and decided to roast me. And they gave me a step-by-step instructions on how to do proper hard boiled eggs. And step 1 is to be ashamed of yourself. And so I got roasted. Henceforth, I'm now roasted.
Let me tell you something about Big Fat Brian. He likes fucking
Once
microwave
again,
eggs.
Schmeckle will not eat the eggs. He will not eat them after beer. He will not eat them on a steer. Victor Rand, if I was able to ride a steer, I would suffer through eating the eggs. And actually, you know, I can eat fried eggs. I can't be there while they're cooking.
It's horrifying. It makes me fucking ill to think about it.
It's a terrible fucking smell.
It's not just the eggs; it's the tea too. It's all of it. However, okay, so here's the opposite question. So here's where I got in trouble. Do you guys know what bolognese is?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a meat sauce.
I'm familiar with what it tastes like. I don't know what
It's like a meat sauce you put on spaghetti.
Is it like brown sauce? Is it like Dad's brown sauce? Should we get it on?
No, it's tomato. It's a tomato meat sauce. It's basically it's usually like ground beef or lamb or pork or whatever you want to use, and tomato sauce. That is the most basic aspect of a bolognese.
By the way, cunts, if you want to make your food taste good, don't use ground chicken. Don't use ground turkey. You use fucking lamb or beef or something like that.
Something tasty.
Don't cut.
Turkey in an Italian dish? I spit on you.
Exactly. I mean, I know you're trying to lose weight. Eat less. Don't make your food taste like shit.
Here's the question, though. Do you put cream in bolognese? Now, if you guys don't really know what it is, it doesn't make the same question. But
you need the cream for it.
The fight that I have had with Nuka over the eggs is very similar about the fight I mean, it is a blood. You want to talk about blood sports? It is a
feud.
It is a blood feud between me and Layman about whether or not you should put a little bit of cream in bolognese. I think you need a little cream to thicken that shit up, make it a little bit creamier. I think you gotta put, and I specifically said not milk. I said cream.
It's what separates fucking
You're talking about tomato based, right?
It's a tomato based sauce, and if you slowly whisk in some like half and half or some heavy cream, that makes that shit fucking delicious.
1 second, we got AP in the chat. He says he's gonna start the blunt stream and take Aydin from us. AP,
okay.
Why don't we share the love? Why don't you just come in here?
AP, you can come in here, or I'll leave. I mean,
you don't need to leave. You and AP have beef?
No, I love AP.
Oh, then AP, get the fuck in here. What are you doing? I mean, Aydin loves you. Brockus is willing to suck your dick.
Oh, yeah.
Samaj will probably do artwork for you if you ask real nice and if it won't step on Ghastly's toes. And, Sam, I'll boot him if you don't want him here.
Yeah, I mean, like, we can always boot Sam. Just kidding. Sam. I actually, if you do get booted, either way, I need to say this to you real quick. We might be doing a stream maybe later this week with Merc brought it up to me, and we might set it up between like me. It would be like me, Sinatra, Merc, and actually, there's too many fucking people on this already.
AP says no. He's starting the blunt stream. He has to set up his blunt stream OBS. We can come on after the cunt stream.
Okay, all right. I'll be on the blunt stream then.
Is that me?
I guess we will all be joining the blunt stream after the cunt stream, which is probably gonna wrap up in like 5 to 20 minutes.
Don't forget me, AP. You always do.
Sam, we haven't talked in fucking forever.
Yeah, no.
It was.
I tried to send you a message earlier to tell Sinatra, but you didn't look.
I'm sorry. It was during the fucking dude. You saw what the fuck happened.
I think Nuka fucking muted me during it. And I told
dude, I didn't know what he did mute you, and I got look. I love Nux, but he was so drunk, and he just wanted to talk. Like I know he just got off his stream with fucking Dankula, and he wanted to talk about Sargon, and it's like that's really cool and all, homie, but like we really wanted to talk about this gun issue.
No, I get it. I understand.
AP, you might want to delete that comment. I think you're drunk.
He just invited Politipod.
What'd he say?
He invited
you. Can come too.
Sam, you're welcome. See, look, AP likes you.
Hey, thanks, AP. You're a good guy.
You're a good goy. You're not as good as Toad. He's the bestest goy.
Hey, well, we got 4 minutes left.
Is there anything? I mean, is there anything else you want to ask me about the? I can't believe I had to fucking. You know how annoying it is that every time, it's like almost every time I get on like a news stream, people are like, "Tell us about the Destiny thing."
There is one thing I'd really like to know about the Destiny thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think once he inevitably goes under, he'll let it go? Double his efforts to try and get a little bit of attention.
What are you gonna do? I mean, what seriously? Like he knows because he's been told by his lawyer, and I know he's been told by his lawyer pretty much just from the things he's even said that he should drop this like it's fucking hot. You know what I mean? Like he should really, and I don't mean that as just a stupid meme, but like this is a hot potato you don't want to touch.
Jesus Christ! Well, we're shutting down as Copper Cab shows up.
Hey, Copper.
My boy.
But you know what, Copper? I would really like to get you on again. We are wrapping this stream up, but
AP, are you serious about doing a stream? Because I'm like still awake. I don't know why, even though I have to like fucking. I get up super early.
Yeah, but Copper, if you want to come on again, we do have. I've been speaking with the. The Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce, like the guy who jumped up on the fucking counter at McDonald's.
Yeah.
The filthy Frank clone.
Yeah,
You're
I've been
Chinese and not Japanese.
with him. We might be able to get him.
Oh shit!
I would really like to get him and Copper at the same time.
It's not every day you get to talk to a living meme.
That would be
Well,
peak.
that's what I mean. Fucking, meme from 10 years ago, meme from what, like
I'm
2
just saying that's peak intellectualism.
Don't let your memes be dreams.
That's proto-intellectualism, my man.
But yeah,
Hey,
I would really, really like to get the two of them on.
I need to
Hey,
get Copper
before-
Cat back
hey,
on my stream.
Before we get wrapping up, I
Gassy
want.
asked, or fucking if Gas is cool with it, you guys gonna both be on?
We're in no rush so much.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to ask a
Actually,
quick.
Pod, do me a favor. Send the link to
I
Copper.
already
Cat.
did.
We'll go for like another half hour. So.
I did it
All
like
right.
17 minutes ago.
Oh, while we're doing this, I did want to ask you something there, Sam, because you just came from Germany and all that. I do have to ask you two questions. One, did you get any action while you were in Germany? And
That's
two,
a good question.
if so, did you get peed on?
No, I didn't get to the action in Germany. Well, I mean, I got I was with the military, so I didn't get to go out too much. I only went out like twice. And then there was one night that we got to go to a bar, which was nice. I got grinded on by some German chick, so that was cool. And no,
It's so funny.
I didn't get peed on though.
Oh,
I do know a guy who paid for sex, like several of them.
What?
Yeah, they have brothels over there now.
They're legal?
Yeah, they're legal in Germany.
Woofed. Woofed. But it's kind of funny though, Sam. Like my experience being in Germany was the same way. Of being like, oh, you're stuck on like a base, but my
It sucked. It sucked so bad. It was very nice though. I liked the scenery. I went to a nice cathedral, took lots of pictures.
I didn't do any. No, I never left campus. I was just in Erfurt the entire time.
Ew.
I think I'm going to have to make a trip over to Germany if they've got brothels now.
They do. I would recommend going to Nuremberg, if any.
Samaj! We have a mission.
I have a mission. I know what to save up for.
There was a guy who lost his virginity to a hooker just to let
Why?
you guys
But
know.
that's not good. Why? Like, don't be happy about that. That's
That's what I told him too. I was like, maybe you shouldn't have done that.
Look,
Why?
in my case, Aydin, I mean, it's been 8 years. I'll take a hooker.
Yeah, his virginity
Really?
is growing back by this point.
no. I don't fuck. Find a decent woman. They exist. I swear to God.
I live in Canada. All right, a decent woman could potentially land you in jail. I don't think I want to do that.
Samaj, if she lays me in jail for stuff, she's not a decent woman.
Samaj,
But I told you, the costume will hook you up.
That's true. We do have a little loophole for that. So
we have a solution for you, Samaj. Me and Aiden,
Prostitution is illegal.
me and Aiden just made a
Pornography is
joint
not.
solution, a binding
What-
resolution.
What
that
did we wait? What did we do?
If you go down to Nevada and you kill at least 70 illegal immigrants, we will pay for a giant ranch for you in Montana.
I mean, I don't remember agreeing to this, but okay.
We're just gonna start up a fund so Samaj can be in a porno.
But-
There's some,
But I mean, who doesn't want to kill 70 illegal immigrants?
Exactly.
and
That's like a vacation.
It's because they're brown.
I fucking hate brown people.
Oh, hey.
guys are as bad as Sinatra.
That's the joke.
Oh no, I'm channeling him. Oops. Oh look, he's here. Hang on, I can get really, really close to the mic. Does that make it more realistic?
Not unless you have the echo
Sound a
effect.
little more like.
Hello, everybody. My name is JF Gary Perry. I would like to talk to you today.
But
Hello.
if you wanna really channel Sinatra, you got to do one of these like.
What?
You gotta get,
Cleveland.
You mean where he like kind of like bites one side of his lip?
yeah, he does this weird thing where he'll like. He'll have his lips set like this.
No, I've looked at his face quite a lot. So
Ooh.
Maybe he
it's
just
not
has
accurate. It's not accurate, Schmeckle. It's not
maybe he
accurate.
just has gigantic lips.
That's
It always looks like
He
he's
does have
in them out.
no. That's just what his lips look like.
That's even more unfortunate.
Is he a fucking Browns fan?
I don't know. I don't actually know what his sports opinions are. I don't think he cares.
Ask him
too
about
much.
his sports ball opinions.
You know, he lives in Chicago. Is that are they from Chicago or not Chicago? I mean Cleveland. Are you? Is that
I'm well
Cleveland?
aware he's from Cleveland. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Cleveland
I
and
thought we were gonna hang out
in
the other day, but
very
we never got back
different
to me
places.
about it.
Well, I know. Fuck. We will hang out because it'll be fun. It'll be funsies. Isn't Sinatra Sicilian? Yes, he is.
Okay, that explains the lips and
The lips. That explains it.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, it's not a racist thing. Sometimes genetics means something, especially when it comes to your appearance.
Yes, he is Sicilian, which means if anyone's seen the movie True Romance, we learned all about what it means to be Sicilian.
Exactly, and part of it is this.
God damn
Eating
it.
the pizza pasta. Kill me.
I was expecting that your fucking what the quote is like your grandmother was raped by niggers line to just play after that immediately. Oh my god!
Touching my spaghetti.
Not touching my somebody touching my
Grandmother was raped.
You know what?
by niggas.
You know what, Sam? That's a really beautiful metaphor for race realism. I hadn't really thought of before. Is somebody touching my spaghetti?
Touching my white spaghetti.
Somebody touching my spaghetti.
You see the
You did
spaghetti
not go to
girl,
me.
and somebody is Muslims.
No, I'm sorry. That's one of my favorite fucking chop. Consistent chop. It's not as good as steamed hams. It's very, very good steamed
clams.
It's
Steamed
and you know
clams?
what makes it more important. You know what makes that more poignant, and particularly is that it's the male mouse comes in and he looks at his wife and he goes, "Somebody touch my spaghetti." It's a metaphor. It's all a fucking metaphor for cuckoldry.
It's been in the memes. This is what memes are. They're metaphors. They're like fables.
Which is whiter, Armenians or Sicilians?
Armenian.
Sicilians probably. They're at least part white.
Which
In
ones were
my
killed by
experience.
Muslims more?
I don't know about genetics, but like as far as skin tone goes, Armenian.
Armenians.
Actually, the thing about Armenians that's really funny is that I did all of this work on religion in Armenia. It's actually my first published piece of research is on Armenian is on religion in Armenia.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm Aydin Paladin. I have published.
I'm published. La di da.
multiple
Sam. I went to Germany and killed 15 Nazis last week.
Hang on, all kinds of people are published. Let's be clear that Mundane Matt has like 5, published books.
By the way, let me
He
tell you about your
self-published.
boy. Let me tell you about your
and
boy,
then
Matt
they are
Jarvis.
like 6-7 page books.
I know,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, being published. What does that mean?
Can I tell you
Let's be
something about
fair.
your boy Matt?
You know what?
Jarvis?
Actually, I'll be published tomorrow, cunts. Tomorrow, I'll pump out a complete fucking line
novel.
of Shekel books.
A line
Hey,
of
guys, I just-
They won't be
no.
no.
Wait,
I'm
what's
gonna
up?
do the mundane Matt route. It'll be like 7-8 pages each.
I'm sure that's how you'll truly.
So you know what
obtain fame.
Mundane Matt did to me?
It's how I'm gonna
What do
get
you do?
famous like mundane Matt.
So
What did-
whenever
what did-
somebody was making fun of Mundane Matt because of that shooting at YouTube or whatever, the Parkland shooting, they were like, "Oh, it's Mundane Matt, and Mundane Matt's the shooter," like being fucking funny.
Yeah,
Oh, we
it's
took it
funny.
further on
He
that
posted
stream.
about
We
it.
got Schindler's Anonymous in the chat. I'm pretty sure that's Igor, not Ren. He says he's the published author of a horrible book. Being published isn't hard. Well, Igor, send me the details. Tomorrow I'm gonna get published. I'm gonna be a
that's my whole thing. I mean, like, I don't know. Go get.
a more
Actually-
prolific and better author.
Hey,
So-
it isn't actually even that hard to get published in academic stuff. My my second publication was in an academic book from this guy who just publishes absolute garbage all the time.
All right.
So,
What were you saying there, Sam?
So
Go ahead.
what I was saying was, after I met, everyone was making fun of Matt
Don't
Jarbo.
cut Aydin off so
as the shooter.
stinking.
I'm trying to listen to Sam right now.
Don't make Aydin the politipod of the stream.
Oh boy. Anyways, what I was saying was, so I did the Sam Hyde meme. I was like, oh, Sam Hyde's obviously the shooter at YouTube headquarters, and fucking Matt flagged my goddamn tweet.
Oh, oh my god, take a screen cap of it. Because he said that he went on stream like a day later saying, he's like, oh, I was really immature when I used to find the Sam Hyde memes funny. That's an old meme. I don't believe in that anymore.
I deleted it.
That was here on the con stream, and he also made the claim that he didn't flag anybody.
He flagged.
Well, now I know he's flagged a whole buckle of people.
Yeah. I got a 12-hour ban from Twitter for that because I said Sam Hyde was the shooter.
But well, we've got Philip Daniel in the chat. He says, "Are Azerbaijanis white?
Azerbaijanis, yeah.
Like the YouTube shooter, she was pretty damn pale. I don't know, like.
Well, Azerbaijanis
I
are
don't know
like
what
in
those
that area
things are.
where they're like by the Caucasus, but they're also Middle Eastern. So they're more Middle Eastern than they are white.
He apparently got Godwin's son's channel flagged. Matt saying I don't know if he did it or not. So someone was spamming in my chat earlier, so I have no idea. I haven't vetted that at all. As for why my name is Aydin, it's not because I'm a Turk. It's actually I was playing Final Fantasy 11 when I signed up for it in 2001 or 2002, whatever, and I was like randomly cycling through names. I liked this one.
Apparently, Matt has recently flagged 2 of Tonka's streams. I hate Mundane Matt and Mundane Matt fears honesty.
Yeah, he's been flagging. He's been flagging, and the thing is, apparently, he's admitting to it, right?
Of course he is.
But that's like insane.
Smart thing to admit to.
It's so dumb. How retarded are you, man?
He's Matt Jarbo. That
I guess so.
Volumes.
I didn't realize when I poked the bear, I guess, just what a retarded bear it was.
he was.
I still can't take a personal issue with Matt. He's never done anything to me other than, be boring on my stream.
All he did. Well, I don't hate him. I don't even hate Steve Bonnell. I've said I've hated him before. I don't really hate him. I just don't want anything to do with him. No, I don't really hate anybody.
That's exactly where I was going with that.
I
don't want to deal with him.
I'm trying to think of who I really hate. I hate Hillary Clinton. How about that? I don't hate Kraut.
The only person I can think of that I hate outside of my personal life is Sam.
Oh, okay.
Oh, me too. But I don't hate Kraut. I think Kraut's a very disturbed person, which is why I reached out so many times to help him. And people are like, "Oh, you love Kraut. You love Kraut." Like, homies, have you paid any attention to the fuck? I have my own relationship stuff that I'm definitely
I don't hate Zephanorian or Liz Reptile.
I do.
I don't even really hate them either. I think they're horrible pieces of shit, and I just don't want anything to fucking do with them.
I will never deal with them. And if the opportunity ever presents itself for them to get some comeuppance for their shit, like a legal comeuppance.
Oh, I would be happy about that, but I don't hate them.
In a heartbeat.
Hate is a very strong word.
I think if you hate somebody, at that point you wish bad things would happen to them.
I don't wish bad things on pretty much even Destiny for all the shit he's done to me. One of the reasons why, look, I was told both by my attorney and by my attorney friend, my actual attorney and by my attorney friend, that I could have very easily sued him for the stuff that he's done, particularly the fact that he's potentially filed false legal claims against me. That kind of shit's all really fucked up. And particularly my friend who's an attorney, not my actual legal counsel, but the one who I pay. But like my friend who's an attorney was like, "You should fucking ruin this guy." And I was like, "Why?"
Actually,
just let him go do his own shit.
There are a couple people online who I do hate and I would like to see ruined. They just came to mind.
I don't know. Just let him do his own shit.
The Politipod.
Omnipolitics is dead.
Yeah, he ended up becoming ruined in the most final way, and now there's this Ross guy.
Yeah, fuck him. But even him, I just want him put away. I just want him put away. Put him in an institution. Get him some meds. Get him castrated. Whatever. I don't know. Chemically castrated. You know what I mean?
He's admitted he's into child porn, which means that he's willing to skirt the law to feed his perversions.
I think the most disturbing thing about that is that he said he's working in a school, though.
Yeah, he is not gonna
too.
keep
He
going. I don't
put
think.
himself in a position where he's
I'm
close.
more worried about that than
children.
anything else.
This motherfucker put him down.
Oh, I despise pedophiles.
That's not something I'm saying to you in the chat or anyone here in the stream. I'm saying, legally he should be executed.
Oh no, I think if there's any indication that he actually touched a child at some point, he should be executed. I would agree. Up until we can find proof of it.
For the child porn shit, kill him.
If you can, okay, I'm not sure about because I don't. It is clearly not a victimless crime looking at child porn. I would want him chemically castrated and put away forever. If he actually touched a child, I want him killed.
Well, yeah, maybe. No, I might. No.
No, I mean it's a really and you know what, Schmeckle, people will hate you for saying that shit. I mean, people will get super angry at you for, oh my god, what's wrong with you? How dare you? How you're so mean to the innocent little pedophile.
You want something to hate me for about pedophilia, cunts? Future cunts who are watching, because I'm sure our audience is not going to be offended by this. I think that any pedophile who admits that he has tendency, that he has these feelings towards children, should be put under what's the word? Like supervision. He should be constantly supervised because he has admitted he has these feelings, and these are dangerous feelings. Like these are things that risk the most innocent among us. I think that any pedophile who offends should be killed, and I don't think I don't believe in torture. I think that torture is something that should be used for when you need answers from the fucking
No, it's advanced interrogation.
Not something you should do as revenge. But I think they should be killed in the cheapest, most efficient way possible.
Okay, so drawn and quartered, obviously.
No, that seems like it takes effort. I mean, fucking drown the fucker. Costs nothing.
Drown the fucker, Jesus. Set him on fire.
I don't give a. I don't care a whole lot about how humane an execution is, because you're killing somebody who deserves to die. Somebody who you've already decided deserves to die. If they deserve to die, I don't care how nice the death is. But with non-offending pedophiles, have them under supervision and enforce that they get help.
There's a couple problems with this, right? So Jimmy Carter basically made it illegal. Well, not basically, did make it illegal for us to pick off people off the street who were. It used to be that if you were a harm to yourself or others, we could just pick you up and be like, "All right, let's go get you some meds."
Up to the loony bin with you.
Well, no,
now but as a loony person myself, despite the fact that I'm a libertarian and I hate any violation of personal freedoms, there's a point to which you have to say, okay, hang on. If I have reasonable and rational proof to indicate that there is something going on wrong here that proves, or at least is a very strong indicator, you are a liability to harm yourself or others, you need to go and get help. I want to help these people. And someone like, if they haven't harmed anyone yet, they need to.
This isn't so much along the lines I was speaking. I'm talking people that have come out and said, like people like Omni Destiny or this Ross guy, or
that's what I mean.
Any of
they
the
need
other
to be picked up. They need to be picked up and put in a loony bin. I agree.
Exactly. They need to be monitored.
Then the question arises: who's going to drive the cars?
Who's going to drive the car?
The liberals going to decide who gets to get picked up, or
that's the thing. Until we make it like, okay, but it's a very scary thing for me on some level, because again, I've got that low libertarian streak. I don't want any kind of invasion of privacy. I don't want any kind of invasion of personal freedoms. But at the same time, if you're someone who has made public statements about wanting to, and I'm not talking about quote hate speech, but I mean the things that Ross has said about wanting to rape people, wanting to kill people, wanting to touch children.
Having a bloodlust?
I'm a 15-year-old kid, and I say,
no.
I really feel. No, I'm not. But in this hypothetical,
no, I mean, we're over. If you're talking about a 15-year-old kid and someone's talking some shit like, oof.
No, I'm a 15-year-old kid, and I say, I really want to shoot up the school. I should be monitored, right?
Off to the loony bin with you, sir.
And if I'm however old Ross is, I'm assuming like mid-20s.
He's like 19 or 20. I'm sure.
I mean, I call myself a libertarian for reason.
What did you say?
If I'm a 26-year-old guy and I'm sitting there saying, hey, I really want to fuck kids. I like watching kids naked. I should probably be fucking monitored. No, I should be. There are the freedoms that we have. You guys more than me and Samaj.
Yeah, you're goddamn right.
Fuck Canada.
There are the freedoms that any freedom comes with limitations, right? You have your fucking freedom of speech until you start inciting violence, shit like that, right? Everything comes with addendums. With things that you can't get away with, things they don't cover. And I feel like, honestly, if you want to fuck kids, a lot of your liberties can probably be suspended. You're at the point where you are a significant enough, I should say, if you're public about the fact that you want to fuck kids and you're clearly unrepentant and it's something you're advocating for, some of those liberties should be suspended because it's extenuating circumstances.
Please allow me to play the devil's advocate here.
Oof.
Yeah, surprising, right? So I don't agree with both of you on all of your points there. So I don't agree that people should be driving around the loony bin cars anymore, telling people to get picked up off the street. I think that there should be, especially like in the case of Nicholas Cruz, we obviously saw that he was deranged mentally. He was able to buy guns and all these other things.
Cruz, which one was he?
That's a Parkland shooter.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so in the case of the Parkland shooter, he was reported to the FBI over 30 times.
Right.
He should have had his foster parents talk to, and they should have admitted him. That was the fault of the FBI. It was also probably partially the fault of the parents as well. I don't agree that people should have been going around. I think that it should be a decision made by the police. I think it should be something that...
Is that what you thought my opinion was? No.
Okay. No. I'm just saying, like, for as like a counter argument, I think that the police should, instead of going around and involuntarily committing people, I think they should ask them, like, hey, you either go into the loony bin or you get arrested. That's your choice. You either get some help, you go into the loony bin, or you get arrested. That's your only choice.
No.
That would be kind of... No, I'm like, okay, Sam, I'm not... First of all, I'm not talking about, like, just picking people up off the street. I'm talking about we have legitimate cause to do
it.
No, but here's the thing.
People who have admitted that they want to do these things. The same as you should pick up a school shooter when he says...
do you want me to be honest about my shit? Like,
I understand what you're
I'm
saying.
I made public posts about being very suicidal. I should have been admitted before I actually was. And that was... something I should have been until I'm sorry. I'm not saying it's right or it's fair because that I think we agree to the same points. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like we agree to the same points that this is a violation of human rights or it's a violation of our freedoms. But there are some points where you have to be like, this is fucked.
But let me ask you this.
I'm not sure.
Do you not think that context is key here? Because
I'm not sure that I would agree with the whole you should have been picked up. You're a grown adult, and if the only harm you want to do is to yourself,
Well, hold on a second. There is a gray area there. I mean, harm to yourself. I mean, that's all well and good, except it's very rarely ever involves that. Like if you let's say
it's the emotional harm to everyone else.
No.
It's
Let's
mental
say
and physical.
let's say you want to jump. No. Let's say you want to jump off a building. Well, who's to say you're not going to fall on someone? Let's say you want to blow your brains out.
If you're going to do it that way.
No. Everything has consequences. Like let's say you want to blow your brains out. Well, are you guaranteed? Are you sure there's no one behind you when you do that?
I mean, if I
I understand where he's coming from.
To be fairly
medication,
sure.
that was.
I think it's a bit of
Had to fuck me up.
a oversimplified.
But no, I
hyper
definitely see the benefit of trying to help out people that are suicidal. But as adults, I think they should try and stop you. I don't think it should be a locking up at taxpayers' expense thing. If
I agree.
No, I don't know. I would look. I would put. Okay, so as someone who's been through it, I'll and as somebody who also has very again libertarian leaning, things where I don't think that anyone should be able to keep you detained. I was detained. I was detained for about a month. Okay, by a mental health institution where I could not leave. After I attempted to commit suicide. Oh, by the way, Aydin made a false suicide attempt. No, I didn't. And if all the motherfuckers who keep claiming that shit online had my medical records, you would know it happened about 3 years ago. You can go find it. Look up Chestnut Ridge. I'm not even joking at this point. They keep saying it every fucking day. Aydin faked a suicide attempt. Aydin faked a suicide attempt. No, I didn't. It was a real one. You think you got my fucking medical records? Go ahead and fucking post it. Because the real thing is that I was in a fucking mental hospital for about a month, about 4 years ago now. I was detained. My point is I was detained. I could not leave. I was not allowed to leave. They told me that if I left, what they would do is put me in an asylum, in which case I would be detained even more. I had to be there. But if I tried to leave, even if I called a lawyer and tried to get out, that what they told me at least is that they would find a way to ensure that I would be into an asylum between 3 months and a year. If I tried to escape.
See.
Do I feel as if the 3 weeks or whatever I spent in that institution helped?
Mm-hmm. Overall,
it made it so I'm never going to try to commit suicide again.
Well, then that's fucking helping.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
I agree.
Suicide is a bad thing, and they talk you out of it. That's a positive.
But more than that, but it's not just because holy shit, I wouldn't want to fuck up again. It's more than that they diagnosed me with a disease that I had never been diagnosed, which had never been addressed. After years and years of seeing psychiatrists and therapists and trying to figure out what was wrong with me, and they finally figured it out when it was desperate. And I mean, maybe that's part of the problem with the American medical system. Maybe it's just a medical system problem in general.
Oh, it's definitely an American medical system.
You guys have a huge problem with your medical system.
It's not.
But, I'm not going to do that again. I'm happy now. I haven't been... Since they got my meds figured out, again, 4 years ago, I haven't had a single suicide, not a real one. I mean, I'll joke about it because, of course, I can joke about it.
I mean,
I haven't had it.
There, right there, what you just said, I joke about it.
I haven't had a single suicidal thought though in my head.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
Let me say this. The government has been proven in other countries that they obviously do not understand context and will actually make context up for you in order to get you instituted into either an asylum or a prison. That's just how the government works.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it with Count Dankula, where they decided what his context was on his fucking Nazi pug meme.
Oh, no. The worst thing is they came flat out and said, context doesn't.
That's exactly. They determined what his context was. They determined it for him. And people, what's to stop the government from doing that? Okay.
None of that matters. You said a thing. You said the wrong words in the wrong order.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter how you meant them.
Exactly. So Aydin, being somebody who has already been into a mental asylum, if she were to post something about that on a public Facebook post, for instance, and that same health asylum saw that, and they had that same order like they did with her earlier, they'll be like, "Oh wow, she obviously is still unstable. We need to throw her back into the
Snapped
asylum."
again. Aydin's going back.
She's going
Oh,
back because she said,
shit.
ironically, I'm going to kill myself, like that as a joke. Like,
For saying I want to put a bullet in my head because I sure did during that debate last night. For example.
Oh yeah, right. Fucking
Mosh Ruckus, when we start up the Constream house, we'll put a little like a blocked off area in the back, and we'll call it a mental ward, and we'll let Aydin move in.
Can we talk about AIU for a second? Just real
Oh my
quick.
god, dude! I messaged AP like 12 minutes ago, and he hasn't seen it, so I don't know if he's actually doing this. But I think I want to be too tired to do it anyway. So.
Oh my god, no.
No, okay, I'll be up. All of a sudden, I got sleepy, but I'll be up. If it's actually happening, but I feel like it's a meme. I don't want to be memed.
Yeah,
Don't be
I
memed.
feel like AP is
AP, don't meme me. Please.
probably not going to
Please,
follow
Brody.
through with the shit,
Hang on,
and
let me check.
I'm gonna have to talk to him in the morning. I'm gonna have to.
Words.
I'm gonna have to be like, AP. Yeah, you came in. You said some things, and you didn't follow through. I thought we was all about honesty. Then eventually it'll be a long discussion. We'll fight. It'll be both violent and erotic. Then we'll kiss and make up, which will also be violent and erotic.
That's very gay.
And there will be the sex,
I like
which
that.
will just be violent, not even erotic, just violent.
Yeah, this seems to be a meme, to be honest.
I think AP
I
memed on us.
don't see a stream. He memed me on
He
stream.
memed
I'm
on
gonna
us.
die.
both.
Yeah, I think AP is a fucking liar. Chad,
I just
Don't-
got a
don't
notification.
please
don't-
make that well known. AP the Frog
He probably just
At
started
Golf
it as soon as we
City
started saying
AP.
something about it.
is a liar, a scoundrel, and
And a
Awesome.
frog.
And a
possibly.
frog.
I'm not gonna say for certain, possibly a rapist. My
How
ass
dare
has never
you?
been the same. That's all I'm saying. Okay,
Oh,
actually, John Doe says AP's live, so apparently
He
we're
just
talking.
went live as soon as.
As soon as he talks some shit. Oh my god. I'll be on for like, I don't know, however, before I die.
8
and
hours.
then-
Make sure you don't fall asleep this time.
Don't be rude, Sam. Okay,
Another
anyway,
Club
so-
13 that's
I
Schmick
cut you
alive.
out. You have been out.
Another Club 13.
Guys.
I was called out. I was given the wrong fucking information.
Destroyed
Here,
AP's
thinking that-
online.
We're fucking done.
Is he actually
I don't got my glasses. They're like 5 feet away, and I don't want.
glasses?
My glasses.
Wait, there it is.
Please don't touch
The
my
blunt.
glasses.
Oh my god, it's on. Oh, well, send me the link then, you ding dong.
Yeah, the fucking stream's done, cunts. Aydin, say goodbye. You're the only one here that matters.
Goodbye, Aydin.